Welcome to the first video in a series of Hearth Home spotlights. Today I'll begin to take you through some aspects of the reworked food system. In the game right now, the food roughly gives you the same amount of stamina as health, but in Hearth Home we have split food into three categories. A red icon indicates it mainly gives you health, while yellow means it mainly gives you stamina, and white means it's an even split. We have also removed the food bar, and instead you'll see timers showing how much time you have left on each food before you need to eat more. Just like usual, the icons will start blinking when they're halfway through. This new health versus stamina balance allows you to be more creative and varied in your playstyle. If you want to stay in your base to build and terraform, you'll want long-lasting food that gives you enough stamina to keep building, but also enough health so that you don't fall to your death. On an adventure, on the other hand, you might want to aim for higher stamina or higher health, as this decision will now influence your combat style. Join us next time to find out how. Welcome once again to a Hearth Home Spotlight. As I've mentioned before, Hearth Home splits food into more distinctive categories of health and stamina. But what does this mean for your gameplay? We know that we have different types of players, and hopefully this will allow you to lean more into the playstyle of your choice. If you like to deal damage, you can continue to focus on eating stamina food, as this will let you attack more. But if you prefer to defend and tank, you will now have to choose health food, as blocking power is now based on your maximum health. Furthermore, health also affects your new stagger bar, which you can see next to your Viking. Be careful once it's full, as that's when you'll be staggered. Prioritizing health will let you hold your ground for much longer. Next time we'll look further into shields and blocking. Welcome to this Hearth Home Spotlight, where we'll have a look at some further tweaks to the mechanics of the game, this time focusing on shields. In the coming update, tower shields will get a significant buff. Compared to the other shields in the game, they'll now have a lot more knockback. This makes this shield the best choice for you if you want to play defensively and have a higher chance of staying alive, especially against a large number of enemies at once. The tower shield is safe and slow, but with the new knockback tweaks, it's a good choice for a tank. The opposite of the tower shield is the buckler, as it offers less in the way of blocking, but instead lets you parry incoming strikes. Meanwhile, the regular round shields will continue to be a balanced choice for the standard fighter. Come back next week for a look at some of the new food recipes. Welcome to the fourth part of our Hearth Home Spotlights. In this video, we'll continue with the theme of food. With Hearth Home, we split the ingredient raw meat into three new variants. To make each enemy drop a bit more unique, the deers, boars, and wolves now drop distinct types of meat. Along with the new plantable onions, this unlocks a whole bunch of new recipes to make sure your Viking doesn't get tired of eating the same food all the time. The cooking itself also gets an update, where you'll have to upgrade your cauldron with cooking extensions, just like with the other crafting stations. Additionally, the bread and the pie now have to be baked in the oven before you can eat them, so you don't have to eat soggy bread. If you're no longer happy with what you've eaten, you can now also have a quick snack of buke berries, and you'll soon be ready to eat something new. Just make sure your friends aren't standing too close. Join us next time to learn how we tweaked some of the weapons. In this final Hearth Home Spotlight, I'll go over some tweaks we've done to a couple of the weapons in the game. They've all been rebalanced, but today we'll have a look at those that got a bigger change. The two-handed axe, for example, now has a bit of a faster wind-up and increased stagger damage and cleaving capabilities. Along with its fast knockback alternative attack, this makes it a force to be reckoned with. It will remain fairly slow and heavy though, so to wield it you must be tactical. We've also done some tweaks to the bow to make it feel more balanced and less overpowered. The draw speed has been adjusted so that you cannot draw the bow instantly, even if you max out your bow skill. While drawing still costs stamina, it will however require a bit less to continue to keep the bow drawn. This will, for example, give you more time to aim, without draining your stamina too fast. This marks the end of the Hearth Home Spotlight series, but do keep an eye out for one more, slightly different video before the update is released.